try and, as I said, we put up a thing yesterday to try and make sure that we get our lives as close as we can at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, sometimes things happen and you don't quite get there. We've got a lot happening here, so we're coming to you today live from the Bunbury area in Perth, just down below Perth in Western Australia, in Western Australia's southwest region here. Today's Wednesday the 17th of April 2024. So I just wanted to give people a bit of an update. Things here are really, there's a lot of communications happening since we've touched base in Perth here. We're just getting contacts and communications from all over the place. A lot of people are now saying now that Billboard Battalion's in Western Australia, they want to get in contact and try and organise meetings and all sorts of different networks and so on. So that is really terrific, but she's pretty hectic. It's a bit of a mission working all this stuff out, and we've still got to get some other bits and pieces which we have to get done. So we're looking at our meeting in Katanning in 2 days' time on Friday. So that's sort of shaping up to get a lot of interest from all sorts of different people, in fact. So that might end up going fairly well. The southwest region seems to have a lot in the way of freedom fighters, freedom people, in combination with a lot of agriculture down here. So we're getting a lot of contacts from the different centres. So we're going to try and work out a bit of a program as to where we're going to go over the next or up until the 29th of May. The 29th of April, when we fly out heading back towards Queensland. And just on that note, we're getting a lot of contacts coming through from Queensland now, following up on stuff that we did when we were up in Rockhampton and Emerald and so on. So keep in mind, we're going to go back to Queensland for Beef Week, and it's starting to hot up in terms of the people we're speaking to about that as well. So now that we're in Western Australia, we've got areas down the southwest and also up north of Perth, up towards as far up as Geraldton, that we're going to consider and look at right now. And we're going to have to possibly do something a bit later on and look at a lot more of the state, because we're only new to Western Australia, and we're starting to make a lot of contacts, and I'm quite sure that we're not going to be able to do everything we need to do within a 2-week period. So just a bit of an update on that, and where we're staying with some terrific people here in the Bunbury area. We're really starting to get quite a lot of good people who are giving us a lot of help, and places to stay and have a meal and so on is really great. And one of the things that we've noticed here from Jane and Gary's place, where, if you can see behind me there, we've got, would you believe it, they've got a bus. What are the chances? And Jane and Gary are setting the bus up to do touring and so on around Australia, but we just thought, we seem to be having a lot of discussions about buses these days, and different people are interested in joining up with BB and coming along with different things in buses and so on. So we just thought we'd give you a bit of a shot of Gary and Jane's bus here, because that's a bit of a theme that seems to be happening, a bit of a story about buses and Billboard Battalion. So we thought we'd throw that up, and now we're looking at Jane and Gary are looking at putting maybe some Billboard Battalion signage on, or some stickers or so on. So our thing is happening, our name's getting out there, and we're getting more and more people who are looking at pushing Billboard Battalion with publicity and stickers and that on their own vehicles. So I said there the other day, we're starting to knock up some stickers and so on to possibly be able to sell and actually help us to raise some funds. So we're going to have a range of that available very soon. So we're getting some stuff made up that when we get back to Queensland, we're going to have that available to sell as well. And looking forward to doing the old circuit around the Beef Week in Rockhampton. And now I'll be talking today with people down at Albany, and organising a bit of a program where we end up in Albany at Anzac Day, and we'll be doing stuff down there. So it's coming together in terms of logistics and areas. So we'll be able to give people a much better idea once we get a few of these phone calls and communications sorted out, and get to know the people on the ground and the areas that we've got to go to. So, as I said, I don't know that this is going to be a one-off. We really can't cover everything in the time frame that we've got organised. But anyhow, we're also starting to get a lot more interest from different groups and people and that with regard to Katanning. So for the Katanning meeting, get onto our website, have a look at our flyers and spread that around, because we're getting more people contacting us every day. So we haven't heard of this yet, so they're getting on board. So getting that information out is as important as we can. And if you know anybody in Western Australia across here in the southwest, any of the freedom groups or any of the community groups, and also any of the farmer groups that you know, get onto them over here. We've just seen that today they had a meeting in this local area here. It was put on by Western Australian farmers, and it's got representatives there from some of the big agents in the region here, and it's an urgent meeting to do with the dry conditions. So for those of us that come from Eastern Australia, dry conditions are nothing new, and we've had to deal with a lot with that. But it'll be interesting to see what Western Australian farmers are actually doing, and what services or what sort of assistance that they can help farmers in the local areas, because it seems to be happening here a lot. When we get up north of Perth also, we've been speaking to people who are experiencing dry conditions and now having to hand feed or destroy stock. So it's getting to be a bit serious here. So these are just some of the other things that we're looking at. Some of the things that are happening in the agricultural sector down here in the southwest. So as we get more information about the issues that come to light, the people are involved in, we'll certainly be pursuing that, and giving people updates and making them available. This is a lot of this might be the sort of stuff that you don't hear from the ABC and your Country Hour or whatever's going on there. So we'll do the best we can to keep you up from local knowledge on the ground. And just wanted to say a big thanks to Guru and Kaz yesterday. We did our live on there with Stop the Rot. That's gone pretty well. I've got some fairly good comments coming back from there, and new people who hadn't heard of us over here or so on, who are now getting in contact. So the whole idea of building networks, the whole idea of covering all of Australia is really starting to work well. So yeah, just a little bit on the ground here. Once again, a big thanks to Jane and Gary and family here for their great hospitality and hosting us here. So we might get to the end of it and make that the end of it there, and we'll come back obviously tomorrow. We'll have a much better idea of a lot of things tomorrow, and get back with some more information there. So once again, apologies for being a little bit late with our live going to air, but we're on the road. There's a lot happening, and we can't always achieve what we wanted to in the first instance. But anyway, we're here, and we will be here. We're keeping up the fight here, and now we're in WA doing our stuff over here. So thanks very much to everybody, and we'll catch up with you a bit later, knock it on the head, and say thanks for that, and we'll talk again tomorrow.